You've been revving up your motorcycle, babe?
That was Arlo. He wanted to start the podcast today.
I guess. Arlo's been being a real turd lately.
Yeah,
I don't think he deserves the honor of starting off the podcast, but
yeah, I guess not.
Too late now, I guess.
Yeah, hey, we still spoil him a little bit. Yeah, you gave him a Cheeto when he didn't deserve it.
No, I didn't. We don't feed our cats Cheetos.
Hey, if you can feed dogs anything, like people feed dogs human food, like
yeah,
you give them like the extra bone, It's fine. It's fine. It's
Everything's
just a freaking
fine.
Cheeto, bro.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to What's Your Favorite Scary Story.
I'm so glad you made it back.
We missed you.
We did.
Did you miss us?
I'm like breathing heavy because I was rushing.
I was sitting up here for like 10 minutes on TikTok.
I had Chipotle for lunch.
Lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. And actually very unlucky because I got some salsa, like a salsa seed stuck in my tooth. Man, and along with that, it was just like I don't want to be gross. I just got some food stuck in my tooth and I could not get it out because it's on a tooth that needs some work.
Uh-oh.
So it's like my cap is kind of like wonky, so it kind of got stuck in there and I felt it all day. And I finally got it out. That's why Alyssa was waiting. But
she went down.
You're gonna wince at this.
She went. She went down to get a beer, and like 10 minutes later, I was like, "Babe, you good?"
And I was like, "Yes, I am." Not because I got the beer, but I was figuring out how to get the thing out because we don't have like toothpicks.
We need to get toothpicks.
We do need to get toothpicks because you're going to wince at this. I was trying to think at how I can get this out. So the next best thing, Toothpick's cousin. Can you guess what Toothpick's cousin is? He's a lot sturdier.
He's a lot sturdier. Oh no, your like blade thing.
No, actually, no.
What did you use?
A needle.
That's for some reason better than your like scary blade.
Yeah, I did think about the blade because I had it there. It was like easily accessible.
Oh, putting like metal in your teeth.
But I didn't get the blade because I had to cut down a dirty box earlier this week, and I remembered, luckily.
Good. Because you would have been throwing up all night, probably.
I would have been throwing up, yeah. And so, I got a needle. And I poked it out. Obviously, if I used the needle, it was stuck there. So I tried brushing my tooth before, but didn't. Anyway, after sorry about my gross story, but don't.
Welcome to our podcast.
Yes.
But anyways, what?
Oh no, I was just trying to segue out of that because I realized how gross it is.
Yeah. Anyways is a good segue. It's classic.
Anyway,
we always come back to it.
You might hear our cats this week because they are currently wrestling under the massage. Alyssa got me a massage table for my birthday.
I did.
It's awesome. I wish it massaged me, but
hey, I massaged you.
You did massage me. It was a pretty good massage, if I could say so myself.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's they're currently fighting under it.
I'm glad they at least haven't like attacked it really, because I'm afraid it's gonna it's like one of those traveling ones that you can like fold up and carry like a briefcase. So I'm like afraid it's gonna collapse on them or something.
Nah, it's pretty sturdy. It
held
me.
Yeah.
It held all 160 pounds of me. So it's pretty good. Pretty good one.
Anyways, you want to just slide on into your not so fun fact?
Sure. Not so fun facts with marbles. So, this week's not so fun is another it's not necessarily a fact. It's more of like a, what would you call it? I don't know if you'd call it paranormal, like a theory kind of thing.
Okay.
And it came up because I get on the weird side of like the Facebook Reels sometimes without wanting to. I think it's just my algorithm that just, they just give me weird videos, and weird as in just a lot of, I mean, obviously it's right up my alley. It's a bunch of like theoretical
I was gonna say sometimes. I feel like that's what your algorithm is.
Yeah,
just
that's
random weird stuff.
Yeah, that's why I can't watch like TikToks or videos at night, because it's no good for me, for my mental at least.
We go to like watch like videos on your phone, and after like a few minutes, I'm like, can we watch them on my phone? I don't like your FYP.
Yeah, that's why it's for me.
True.
But I came across this video that was talking about it was like one of those POVs, right, where this guy was he like put something down, and then he turns around and turns back to it a couple hours later, and like the thing he left isn't there anymore. And then like he's going about his life, and years later he finds it in like the most random spot ever, where he's like, it would like in no way it would turn out this, like, why, how, you know. And I can't remember if that's ever personally happened to me. I have heard stories of like,
I've heard quite a few.
Yeah, like where people lose something of value, and then they find it like years later behind my bed, and then they're like, you know, it's like, how does that even happen?
The ones I've heard are like when you're like, you can't find your like wallet and you're trying to rush out the door kind of thing, and you're like looking all over, and then when you come back, it's like
in the most obvious place.
It's like set up in the middle of your bed,
right?
Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Personally, it's never happened to me, but I can't, like, how, like, you know, how would that happen, kind of thing. So I found this like comment that was like, I found a ring in the middle of my office floor. It belonged to a friend who dropped it the night before, 132 miles away. And
wait, hang on. So this person that commented, their friend dropped it.
No, they just, wait, it's what? Like if you, they found, Kendra is her name. Kendra found a ring in the middle of her office floor.
Right.
And it belonged to her friend who dropped it the night before.
Right.
132 miles away.
That's what I was saying.
Oh.
This person's friend dropped it, and it was like over 100 miles away just the night before. And she's like, oh, I dropped my ring. I don't know where it is. And then it showed up like in the woman's office.
In her friend's office.
Dang.
Isn't that fucking weird?
Is there more?
Unfortunately, there... Oh, like it kind of thing?
Like, is there more to that story?
No. That's just where it...
That's crazy, though. That's probably, like, the best one I've heard.
Yeah. So it's just like that, like, phenomenon, I guess you can call it, of, like, how do things end up in a different spot or just reappear out of nowhere. And I was scrolling through these comments because I was like,
I would too.
There were so many of so many people.
God, I love it.
Even of
oh my God, the cats broke something.
It sounded like they dropped something.
I don't know. It's what it sounded like to me. Maybe they're just messing with the dishes or something.
It's Arlo, bro.
That kid is a menace. His like nickname is Dennis, I swear.
I don't know what to do with Arlo. You
need to send him to one of those outdoor camps for troubled youths.
We need to send him to, what's that Discovery Channel, the prison? To Scared Straight or something.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're like in front of his face.
And they're like yelling.
You want to be tough guy, huh? You want to be
tough
guy?
You like pushing dishes off the counter? We'll show you. We'll push you off the counter.
Actually, Arlo did break Alyssa's shot glass yesterday.
And it's not that I use it. Like, I don't drink, but it's like I got it from like a store in college, and it's so cute. And Marlene uses it. And I have like another one of it in a different color, but that was my favorite color.
Yeah, they were pretty cool. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. It's not your fault. It's Arlo's. Anyway.
So, I was scrolling, and then I found this comment by Lacey. She says, here's something I learned in high school. She says, my senior project was done on the paranormal. The research led me to astral critters. Basically, they are curious by nature and tend to attach to people when they are at a place with an open portal, aka a haunted place, and follow them home. It says, Once in the home, they start moving things around. They will even take things and wait long periods of time before giving it back. Astral critters are for the most part what you see running by from your peripheral vision.
Oh.
They do not attack or cause serious harm. They're just curious about our world and like to create a little mischief.
Okay, yeah, I've heard like so many, like, because in the basic term of the explanation, like that would be a poltergeist. It's like something from a different world that's able to like interact with us and like control objects and stuff like that. But you're right, because a poltergeist, it would just be like, oh, it like flips a book off a table. But these things are like disappearing and reappearing.
Right.
So it is like a whole different thing than a poltergeist. Right. That's so interesting.
Because if like they're coming
That's a fun fact. I like it.
Okay. Because if they're like coming through portals and like making things disappear and reappear, like they also almost reminded me of like the little the Wendes.
Oh, okay.
You know how they kind of just mess with you, kind of thing.
Right, but like less evil.
Well, according to legend, I don't know. I still don't know if like duendes are fully evil. That's my personal like.
I guess it just seems like they have like a little bit more of like malintent kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
From what I researched.
So do you think totally like off topic, just because I thought of a duende and then I for some reason the Lucky Charms guy popped into my head
because it's like a little like elf goblin person.
Yeah, so like do you think like the Lucky Charms dude is like evil because he's like a children's
luring kids into the rainbow?
Yeah, like you know, what are his intentions, kind of thing?
To sell a lot of cereal.
Just as long as it doesn't have the little marshmallow ones. I just love the Lucky Charm cereal without the marshmallow.
I don't eat. They have like marshmallow only. Like that sounds gross.
No,
but
yeah,
I do
disgusting.
like. I like the like taste of the marshmallow. I'm like ratio of probably like 1 marshmallow to 4 charms, or not charms, grains cereal pieces. Like I like a little bit of the
Cheerios.
Yeah, essentially.
I love like the little sugar coat that the Cheerio, Lucky Charm Cheerio, the Lucky Charm. What do you call them? Like so the corn?
The cereal pieces. Like I don't know. This is so irrelevant, but
the boring pieces.
The boring pieces, but yeah,
boring pieces are so good because they have like that sugar coating on it. I could eat those. Not every day. I don't eat cereal actually, but.
This is such a riveting conversation.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But is there more? I like your fact today.
So that's kind of all I have about it.
It's fine. I still enjoyed it.
I just you reminded me that I had a fun fact to do, and I was like, oh my God. But luckily, I started to screenshot like cool things that I find like that. So that kind of.
Yeah, you should start like a little like album and be like anything that might work. Kind of yeah.
Yeah. So when I was trying to look more into these astral critters, nothing comes up. So I don't know where this person did their research, but I couldn't find anything. At least in the 5 minutes that I was like looking up things.
Maybe they like know someone that like a word of mouth kind of thing.
I could see that. About it. Yeah, I could see that happening. Because when I Googled it, all that would come up were like Reddit's subreddits of glitches in the Matrix. Which, like, I don't, I believe in like the whole like Matrix and glitches in the Matrix kind of thing, like jumping timelines and like things like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's just like not what they're universally called, but like they're known of, and that's kind of just the name she knows them by, maybe.
Right.
I don't know, but it's very interesting and I like it. And it makes it like less scary.
So, yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be scary because like in my mind, because like we don't know what the future looks like, right? And obviously, so in my world, in my mind, I like to think that maybe it's like a future us that's able to like time travel and like it's like we're purposely doing this for ourselves, kind of thing.
So we're just messing with ourselves?
Yeah, or like obviously something's messing with us, and I guess it's sometimes some people would probably call it like a divine intervention. Like it held me up these 5 minutes, but it prevented me from the accident that could have been me, kind of thing.
Okay.
But, so I know that's kind of like taking it to the extreme by saying that we're going to be able to time travel in our lifetime.
Yeah, because I know you have said like given like a good possibility that time travel is like a thing, like we don't think it's ever really going to be available to like the general public.
Hell no, it's never going to be available to us. I'm pretty sure.
Which is a good thing.
It definitely exists right now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's
100%.
like if time travel ever exists, it always exists.
It's been existing.
Yeah.
But it's just in our timeline right now, in the moment we're breathing, at 100% there's.
Yeah, I mean, it's been happening since like, what, the 40s or something, supposedly, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Because there's that picture of the time traveling guy in the old timey photo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's that whole project. What is it? Project Blue Book? Is that the one? About... I learned so many things on the podcast I listened to. It all like blurs together.
It could be.
But there's like a whole like... I don't know what you call it.
Like a disclosure kind of thing?
Like an enterprise of like stuff that has to do with time travel. And they like recruit kids to like become a part of it when they grow up. And like this whole thing. I think it's Project something. But I forget. Yeah,
it's probably Project Blue Book. I can see that.
I'll confirm next. Actually, you know what? I can confirm right now because I have my phone on me. Pause. Yeah.
Project
Secret
Pegasus?
CIA time.
Yes!
Okay.
Yeah, I figured it out without...
clap. Okay, so I looked up Project Blue Book. That's something to do with UFOs, so it's a thing.
Which I should have known that.
But
duh.
Yeah, you should have known that for sure.
So fucking embarrassing.
But yeah, I was like, it was not coming up. Like something about Montauk kept coming up, and then all of a sudden Marlene goes Project Pegasus.
Project Pegasus.
Did I not say that?
You said it funny.
You know what? It's what I do. It's fine. But yeah, so I confirmed it, and it is indeed Project Pegasus. It is a secret CIA time travel project, allegedly, but it's a thing.
Yeah, because I think they're just throwing these things out and like making that's my theory, is that all the conspiracies and all that has us so busy and wrapped up in, oh my God, what are they hiding from us? They're purposely like pumping this shit out to us so we can be distracted with that while they're doing like the real things behind the scenes. For sure. This is just like they're just like let's just give them this. Let's give them the UFOs disclosure. Like let's give them all this, and like they're doing things like this that would literally blow our minds if we found out it exists. And then besides that, it would also start even worse wars. That's why we can't. It would never be available to.
Oh yeah,
and God,
100%,
and 100%. Also, we've already reversed engineered UFOs, so we have crafts. Excuse me. We have flying crafts that aren't just airplanes. Like they're leaving the airplanes for us. Like as you know, I think that was just like a step towards what they were trying to figure something out.
How did we get here?
I don't know. It's just my segment.
Yeah, it ends up in places.
Yeah, it's never gonna. And I think this is how my things are gonna start going. Is like,
yeah,
you know, I don't want to just be like, oh, did you know that you can, you know, breathe 10 other people's breaths and still be alive? Like, you know, like if someone breathes into you, you know. You can breathe in 10 other people's carbon dioxide and still survive. Like, I don't know. Sorry.
You want to make it more fun?
Yeah, like a little more, I don't know, just full of theories and like things that I like that kind of thing.
Yeah, we can have like what do they call it? Like a free range, like intro into the episode.
Yeah, I might have to change the theme song.
No, I like it.
Free range.
Thoughts
with marbles.
With marbles.
Anyway,
Anyways.
yeah, that was my
Oh, yes.
oh my god. Oh no, it's because you did your research thing, huh?
I did do my research. Yeah, we had a longish intro today, but it's fine. We have to make up for all of our short episodes.
Yeah, that's all I really had for today's
Well, I like astral critters, and I think that's cute and fun.
Yeah, I think it makes me feel like I'm not going totally crazy.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, we can just
You know?
blame anytime we lose something. Oh, it was the astral critters. Those guys are at it again.
Yep.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and get into my story then.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so today's story was suggested by one of Marlene's current co-workers, Joey. Thank you very much for your suggestion. Claps for Joey.
Snaps for Joey, actually.
Snaps and claps. Snaps and claps.
He seems like more of a
Snaps,
snappy kind of
snaps
guy.
and claps. He gets both.
Okay.
So our story brings us back to the 1950s in Chapel Hill, Tennessee, which is actually where my dad lives. And we will...
I just croaked.
That's
Did you hear me?
A throat croak. A croak.
A croak.
A throat.
A throat.
Yeah, we'll be revisiting that in a little bit about my dad. It's a little fun fact. But one dark and rainy night in the 50s, there was a freight train heading south out of Nashville, and it was traveling right through Chapel Hill. So there had actually been so much rain that day, and for like a few days prior to that, that it had washed out the fill beneath some of the tracks.
The fill?
Like...
Oh, like the grains, kind of the rocks?
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing?
the filling of... Yeah.
Dang.
I never realized that's what it was called, but...
Filling?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's
It
like
makes
filling
sense.
underneath the track,
Yeah,
so it's like
yeah.
stable.
The filling, yeah.
Yeah. So this was dangerous, obviously, for the trains. So a signalman was sent out to shine a signal light over the tracks. I guess is like a heads up for the conductors. Arlo already made his appearance. He gets no more. But since the rain was... Are you listening to me?
Yes.
So a signalman was sent out there like with a warning light for the trains.
So do you think it was like a yellow light going, like blinking?
Maybe. It kind of sounds like it might have been like that, but it wasn't super specific in this part.
Okay.
But since the rain was so heavy, the conductors couldn't really see the light until they were like right up in front of it.
Yo, the rain here goes crazy.
Yeah. It's like all the time. I love it.
Yeah, it is all the time. But I mean like the thickness of the rain.
It's like real rain. It's not like dribble.
It's not LA rain.
No.
Like, and I grew up in Mexico, like summers in Mexico. Mm-hmm. It would rain exactly like this over there.
It's good.
I've never seen it here before. Mm-hmm. But that's crazy though. Like you can't see.
Yeah, it is like hard to drive on the freeway, especially at night. It's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, because it like dims your light.
And especially now that it's going to be getting like lighter earlier.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Oh, but yeah, so the trains had to pretty much be like right up by the light to even see it through like the heavy rain. So that being said, for that particular freight train heading south out of Nashville, the signalman reportedly stayed on the tracks with his light until the very last second and then went to move off of the tracks. Except, I guess when he went to step off, he slipped on the wet rails. And he fell with his head landing directly on the tracks.
The guy?
Yeah, and since he waited until the last second, the train ran right over his head. And that is how the Headless Signalman of Chapel Hill came to be.
Oh.
He lost his head.
Damn.
And I guess, like, the engineer went back, like, the train stopped, which, like... Well, because so even if the train had time, like trains aren't allowed to stop. If they see like a baby on the train tracks, like they can't stop. It's like illegal.
They just have to go slow.
It's so crazy.
They have to like slow down, and then they just go slow.
Yeah. And anyways, the train stopped, and the engineer like ran out and was like freaking out, like trying to find this guy. He saw that the head got taken off, but the conductor and the brakeman brought him back, and then because he was like hysterical, and so then they spent hours looking all around there, and they could not.
For his head?
Not the head. They saw the head had come off, but they couldn't find his body anywhere.
What the heck?
They spent hours searching for it. I thought that was pretty crazy.
That is crazy. What if... Okay, never mind. I'll wait until the end to say it.
Yeah, you always get ahead of my stories. Yeah. It
she was about to say
the spark a little bit.
She was about to say bothers me.
It does not bother me.
I saw her lips purse. She was gonna say
No.
it always.
No, I did not.
I saw the struggle.
You're a struggle.
You see?
Love you. Okay, so this is also known as the haunting of the Chapel Hill Ghost Light. But before we get into all of that, I'm just throwing it back to my little fun fact real quick. So, my dad lives there, right, in Chapel Hill. And I know that on one of his bike rides, he came across some train tracks. Whoa. Train tracks.
Are you okay?
No.
You're like messing up your words today, babe.
You know what?
It's fine.
I'm just a girl.
It's Tuesday. Like, we woke up super early.
Yeah.
You, missed your alarm. I totally get it.
I've been waiting. Yeah. So, yeah, my dad went on a bike ride and found, some train tracks over by his house. And so, I'm just thinking, who knows, they might be the ones from the story. And, I've seen a picture of them, and they're, pretty creepy. They're, kind of, abandoned-ish train tracks.
Okay.
So, I don't know. We'll have to, find the area
exact
where this
spot.
happened and then see if it matches up, maybe. But, yeah, that's it. I just thought it was interesting. I thought of it. But back to the spookies. So... ever since that tragic incident, locals have reported seeing a mysterious flashing light in this area. One of the more notable stories happened pretty soon after the accident. I guess 2 young boys went out looking for the light with their grandfather. After searching for a while, one of the boys froze on the tracks. He stared at a light in the distance that had appeared out of nowhere. The light then started moving around erratically. It almost looked like it was trying to get their attention. Then all of a sudden, the light came rushing towards the boys rapidly and then quickly disappeared.
Whoa.
One of the boys said they felt like some kind of force held him where he was and almost immobilized him and prevented him from screaming for help or anything.
Dang.
It's a lot of
yeah.
energy from a light, bro.
Right.
So by the 60s and 70s, this tale reached its peak popularity. Groups of people would just gather to the tracks hoping to catch a glimpse of this so-called ghost light. The light is said to go across the tracks, sway back and forth. Sometimes it goes up and down. It will float backwards away from you, and other times it will fly over your head and behind you and disappear.
Damn.
It's doing a lot of tricks.
Yeah.
Another known story happened in the 70s. Since this had become kind of a local legend, it was one of those things that teenagers like to partake in late at night, when they had nothing better to do.
Oh, right. Have a few beers and then be like, dude, you want to go to the train tracks?
Nah, you won't go to the train tracks. You're too scared.
Dude, freaking pussy, bro.
I'm not scared.
No, you're scared, dude. You're not going to go. Let's go see.
Yeah, like that.
And scene.
So one night, these 4 teen boys had nothing better to do, and they pulled up in their car onto the train tracks around midnight.
With their speakers blasting and the bass moving moving the windows and
so the boys on the driver's side of the car kept an eye out on the left for the light, and the boys on the passenger side kept an eye out on the right.
And then a ghost train hit them.
Yes, exactly. How'd you know? See, you're always getting ahead of my story.
Oh my gosh.
They did keep the car running in case a train came, a real one, or if the sheriff showed up, so they could make a quick getaway. But after a few minutes, nothing was happening, and they all just kind of started poking fun at each other for believing in a silly story about a ghost light. That is when a light appeared in the distance on the passenger side and started moving toward them. They instantly started freaking out and yelled at the driver to get them out of there.
Damn.
They were scared.
No, I bet.
They didn't last a second. The driver put the car into gear and floored the gas pedal, but the car wouldn't move.
What? Oh my God.
They continued to scream, and the engine kept like revving as the light just got closer and closer.
Like the legend of Shadow Hills. I mean, is it Shadow Hills?
What are you talking about?
We'll get back to it.
Okay.
After. I can't remember if it's like Shadow Hills or... I can't remember the name of it.
It's something. So they knew the light was going to hit them, and they didn't know what to do except brace for impact. The orb collided with the car, and there was a loud thud. At this point, the large orb of light turned into a faint glow. The boys were convinced that it was either on top of the car or under it. Nothing happened for what seemed like forever. Then all of a sudden, the glow of the light intensified and then continued down the train tracks and disappeared.
Dang.
Once the light was gone, the car started right up and the boys got the hell out of there. They sped down the road to the nearest gas station, which was closed, but they got out anyways just to like decompress and debrief after everything that just happened. But once they were out of the car, the driver had ended up towards the back of the car, and he noticed that there were scratches in the paint that weren't there before.
What?
This light is doing the most, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's like a poltergeist almost.
Yeah, kind of. Like, what the heck, bro?
Like an outside poltergeist.
Damn. Now, there was actually another possible origin to this story that happened in 1942.
Okay, I'm interested in this
before the Signalman was killed.
Oh, before the Signalman?
Yeah, that was like in the 50s, and so this other possible story is in the 40s.
Oh, okay.
All right, so there was a man by the name of Skip Agent, who was walking along the train tracks holding a lantern when he was struck and killed by a train. Nothing too special about it, but this story is documented. Like, it's verified this happened. This man was killed by the train. And some people do say he is the source of the ghost light. And there's actually even a song about him written by John Rickman. And yes, I have that song for you, if you want to hear it.
Yeah. Do you know how it goes?
I'm not singing it. It will be in the form of a poem.
Okay.
Many years ago, along the railroad track one night, a man was walking home and held a lantern for his light. He never heard the whistle scream or the mighty engine pound. He never even knew it when the freight train ran him down. The engineer ran back in time to see the poor... I can't read my writing.
Babe, this is your writing, dude.
I know. Okay. The engineer ran back in time to see the poor man die, but as he neared the tragic spot, a light rose in the sky. The lamp the man carried was never found that night. Now the old folks stay above the track, his lanterns shining bright. And still his lantern hangs over the railroad, watching every freight train go by. There's a ghost light over the railroad shining in the Chapel Hill sky.
Oh, damn.
That is a dark-ass song that literally just says what happened.
I love that.
I should have looked it up. I haven't, heard it.
Can I see what it looks like?
Yeah.
Did you write it in a poem form, or you just wrote it in a paragraph?
I, used commas to show where, the pauses should go.
Oh, I see. That's why you couldn't. That's why it wasn't, reading.
Yeah. No, oh yeah, I didn't put it, in lines. I should have. Knowing me and my handwriting.
Yeah, honestly. I love that, though. Actually, I, love... It's totally, our vibe. The poem,
Right, yeah. I mean, at least he got, a song in his honor, even if he isn't the ghost light. But he definitely could be. Both stories are valid, you know?
This has to be the story, because why else would this song be written? And it happened before.
It's just because some people believe it's him and some people believe it's the other guy. But it's because the story started in the 50s of, seeing it. After. Of
seeing him.
After the other one died.
Well, I believe in this
okay.
The one from the 40s.
Okay, sounds good.
That's the one I'm standing by.
You do that, babe. I don't know if I, have one that I believe in more than the other. Maybe they're ghost light friends.
The song has to be your concrete. That's the reason why. Otherwise.
Well, it's just because John Rickman is one of the people that believe it's him. That's why he wrote the song. But, like, obviously there's no proving who it is.
There's no proving who it is, but there's proof that the Lantern Man was killed there.
This guy, he was holding a lantern, just walking. And then the Signalman, that was his job to, like, hold the light.
Yeah, but...
So they both had a light.
They both had a light, but the Signalman, his body was never found. So, like, was he really there?
Oh, you know what? I guess to go into your point, the train could have thought that they killed someone, but it could have just been the light of the first guy.
Like, giving, like, hey, like, watch out kind of thing.
And then for some reason, a trick of the eye made it look like they, like, decapitated somebody.
Right.
But maybe that's just how the first guy was manifesting.
That's why they never found his body.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's my theory, is that the light man does exist. It's just not the signal guy.
Okay.
It's not the signal man. The light man exists as a signal man because the light man was signaling, hey, watch out.
Right.
This thing is busted here. And that's how it became. That was not a fart, by the way. That was
one of the cats.
I think that was Binks has like asthma, so.
Oh yeah, he's grooming himself and he has trouble breathing.
He was stretching. It was like happened when he was stretching.
Oh,
he like stretched backwards.
He's so cute.
But yeah, that's my theory. I don't believe in the signal man, but I believe the light man, the lantern man, is the signal man, as in him giving a signal. Hey, watch out, kind of thing. And there's Binks
stretching and scratching our wall.
Like, why? Why does he do that?
I don't know, but he's cute, so it's fine.
Yeah,
and he doesn't break shot glasses.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got one more story for you that I found on Reddit. It's a little different, but I liked it, and I thought you might like it too.
Yeah,
we'll see. Yeah. You might have some opinions on it, but I like it.
Okay, I want to hear it.
And I'm going to be reading it in her words.
Okay.
So here we go. My ex and I first went there back in 2019. It was actually the night we officially got together. We walked pretty far out to the tracks and both felt something.
By together, do they mean...
Like, they made it official.
Okay, not that they hooked up.
No.
Okay, that's weird. That's like a
that would be a weird thing to say. That was the night we sealed the deal,
and
guys.
The night that we consummated our
love. So they walked out pretty far out to the tracks, and they both were feeling something.
Yeah, I bet they were.
Show! And all of a sudden, at the same time, we both see a bunch of little blue dots swirling around us.
Huh.
Not just one, at least 100. It was just something neither of us could explain. They followed us all the way down the train tracks into the neighborhood and then the parking lot where we parked. We both went with multiple different people to rule out if the people present have any connection to seeing the lights. We never saw it when with other people. We only saw it when we were alone there together. Him and I had a very intense spiritual connection. For years, I have still had dreams about the lights and have included them in many of my paintings. We don't talk anymore, and I almost just asked him the exact location of the train tracks where we saw them. I know I couldn't do that, unfortunately.
Dang.
There is something tonight that is compelling me to go back. I haven't been there since we broke up. I looked up coordinates that a website mentioned and put them into the GPS. It came up as Marshall Street. That is his name, spelt the same exact way.
What?
And that was the story of the Chapel Hill Ghost Light.
Oh my god. That was a good, good ending.
Yeah, you like it.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy? That stuff happens to us all the time.
That does happen to us all the time.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Like, and Marshall's not, it's like a name, but it's not like Josh or like Jake and the normal names, like, you know, Chris.
Oh my god.
It's like a different kind of name. Like, and the dots were interesting.
The dots are interesting, yeah.
Like, it's different. That's the only thing. It is different. The only place I saw that.
Yeah, I've seen a blue dot before, but it's...
No, I meant, like, in regards to this story. Like, no one else was talking about blue dots.
Oh, yeah, no. No, I think that's just, like... I hate to break it to you, girl, but, like... I think this was, like, one of those, like, soulmates
like
kind of
that was,
thing.
Like, the one, but maybe
not
wrong
the one.
time.
No.
Or one of the ones.
One of the ones. Like,
yeah,
just,
you guys, like, in that certain way.
Yeah, because I feel like, again, going into a totally different topic.
As we do.
I feel like in life and in our lifetime we crossed so like a good handful of people that we're destined to meet.
Right.
Because we've known them before and like we've crossed paths in other lives. And in this one, sometimes we're just saying goodbye and just like severing that tie. Like we're never gonna meet you. We're never gonna meet again. And like,
why does it have to be the end? Maybe they just were only meant to like know each other for a little while in this life, and then the next life it'll be a different amount of time.
I don't want to believe that because I hope I end up with. I don't mean to sound like a fucking chooch over here or anything, but I hope I end up with you in every lifetime.
Oh, babe,
so I don't want. I don't.
You chooch.
I don't want to think that way because I don't believe that's true.
All right.
Because I think everyone we say goodbye to that hurts us like that. Because she couldn't even reach out to him, and for some reason she can't reach out to him, and that's just like them like severing like their ties.
Yeah.
And I think when you know, I think when you meet these people, like you know. And
I mean, that was a pretty clear sign to me.
That's like the clearest.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because when you have like intense relationships like that, like thank God I found like my forever, my forever love.
Your twin flame.
I believe we've both had like, I don't know if you've ever taken, like signs and relationships like this seriously, but I've always just been that person that finds like meaning in like the most minuscule
like
things,
symbolism and stuff,
in the smallest, most simplest things.
Get it.
Which isn't good for your health. It's not good for your mental health, but I do believe that just recognizing that yeah, I'm hurting because I lost someone I loved. It doesn't have to be a hurt. It has to be like it turns from a hurt to like, well, then I'm glad that it's teaching me a lesson, and like it helps you like move forward, and then everything starts to fall into place after that. But you have to like accept it first, and I feel like that's her first step of like moving forward. Like, oh shit, that this exact place was him and his name, and I can't reach out to him. And it's just like, I'm sure she's with someone very, very nice now. And like,
Yeah, I really enjoyed her story.
Yeah,
it's very
I love that. I freaking love that.
I knew you would. I knew you'd have like feelings about it at least.
Yeah, because it's like, it's like a sad story, but I know she's doing so good right now.
Good.
Yeah, 100%. So
yay.
Good
ending.
Good for her. Yeah, heck yeah.
That was our story for this week.
That was a good one.
Thank you, Joey, again. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
I liked that story. It's a little different.
We blabbered on his whole episode, though.
It happens. He should enjoy it more then. We do good blabbering.
Yeah, I feel like I blabber with him a lot anyway.
There you go. It's perfect.
I feel like.
But yeah, if you guys want to hear one of your favorite stories on here, all you have to do is send it in. Where are they sending it?
You got to send it to whatsyourfavoritescarystory at gmail.com, or you can send it to
our DMs. Slide into our DMs on Instagram at whatsyourfavoritescarystory.
You can send us your hate mail, your love mail, your suggestions, your
personal stories,
your recipes.
We need to learn how to cook more things. Send us some recipes.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Send us the book that you're reading. Actually, I would be very interested in that if you send me.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
If you read, I feel like a lot of people don't read. We'll
find our people for you that do read.
Yeah, if you are reading or if you've read something.
What's your favorite book you've ever read? How about that?
Even if it's an article.
Article particle.
Anyway, no updates on the Conjuring house today. Everything is still
as is.
I don't know if the owner is in jail or if she's just going through like her court thing. I'm pretty sure, what are we, like mid-November? I'm pretty sure her time to be able to keep the Conjuring house as a business is almost over. If not, it's already over.
Right.
It must have been the 12th or something.
That's
or it's
today?
like in the teens kind of thing. But
we'll see,
besides that, I don't know anything else. I feel like I might find something if if her expiration fucking contract thing,
yeah, something's gotta come up,
is during this week. I'll know by next episode, but until then, I don't have any updates on The Conjuring.
That's all right. You can't give us everything, babe.
I wish I could.
You give me everything. That's enough.
Sure, damn right I do. Anyway, sorry. I don't know.
Thanks for joining our blabbering session with the side of paranormal. We appreciate you. We see you.
Yeah, we love you.
Not really, because this is audio only podcast, but metaphorically, we see you.
We see you, we hear you, we listen, and thank you for sticking around. All 1 million of you listeners. Wow.
And hopefully somebody will start getting to work on those merch items we've been promising for months.
Yeah, it's about time we get to that.
Get rolling on that ball.
Yeah, get that ball rolling.
Get rolling on that ball. What is that?
I
think it's time to go. We need to go, babe.
Alrighty, sounds good.
But we will talk to you guys next week, and I hope you have a great week. And
until then,
that's all I have to say. Until then, stay spooky. Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
bye now.